My name is Robinson. I am from England. I am 18 years old. My father is German. My mother is English. I have two brothers. I have one sister. We are a good family. My father is a good businessman. We have money. I have a good school. I have a good life. But I have a dream. I want to travel. I want to see the world. My father is a good man. He wants the best for me. But my dream is not his dream. He is not happy. The situation is not easy. It is morning. My father is in his room. He wants to speak with me. I go to his room. My father has some questions. My father wants to know why I want to travel. My father says, "Traveling is dangerous. Traveling is not comfortable. You can die." I think about it. Traveling is dangerous. It is not comfortable. I can die. But it is also very interesting. I can see new countries. I can meet new people. I think about traveling every day. Maybe my mother can help me. I speak with my mother. I tell my mother, I want to travel. I want to see the world. Please, speak with my father. Maybe with your help I can travel. My mother loves me, but she thinks that traveling is dangerous. She thinks that my place is at home. She thinks that life in England is the best for me. 1 year later, I visit one big town. The name of this town is Hull. I meet my friend. His father has a ship. They travel to London. My friend tells me, "Go with me." I think about it. I am not prepared. But I can try if traveling is for me. I go to London. I am very happy. It is my first long journey. It is very interesting. The first hour is good. But then we have problems. We see a storm. The storm is big. The wind is strong. The ship goes up and down. I have fear. I think about my home. I think about my comfortable bed. The storm is finished in the morning. The weather is nice. And the evening is beautiful. Everything is quiet. One man comes to me. We speak. We speak about the storm. I speak about my fear. The man gives me a drink. I drink very much. I sleep very well at night. The next day, I forget about my home. I forget about my comfortable bed. I dream more about traveling. The next day, our ship is slow because the wind is not strong. Then the wind is strong again. We go fast. A new storm comes. This storm is bigger. I am scared. The men are scared too. The waves are very big. The waves are like mountains. I see other ships. The ships are like toys. The waves play with the ships. I want to go home again. The storm is very big. The men ask God for help. Then, one man sees a hole in the ship. Water is inside. It is a bad situation. Many men go down. They pump the water out. I am very scared. I can't move. One man comes to me. He says, "Go down and help." So I go down. We pump the water out. I hear a gun. It is a signal from our captain. It is a signal that we have a big problem. Our ship is very broken. Our ship is full of water. 2. We work very hard. We pump the water out. But the hole is very big. More and more water is inside the ship. The weather is better. The waves are smaller. But the ship is full of water. We need help. We see another ship before our ship. The men from the ship send a small boat. The men on the boat go to our ship. The men help us. We go on their boat. 15 minutes later, our big ship goes underwater. We are safe on the small boat. We see a land. We go to the land. We see people on the beach. They wait for us. They help us. They give us some money. We can go to London or Hull. I go to London. When I am in London, I meet a captain. The captain goes to Africa. I think that I can make some money there. The captain tells me about the business in Africa. He tells me what to buy in England. He tells me what people in Africa need. The journey to Africa is very good. I have a lot of money after this journey. I am happy. I want to travel more. I want to do more business. I want to learn how to control the ship. The captain teaches me how to control the ship. I go to Africa again. The journey starts well. But soon we have big problems. We see a ship. It is not an English ship. It is a pirate ship. The pirates want to take our ship. Their ship is fast. Soon they are near our ship. The pirates attack us. Many pirates go on our ship. They kill our men. We can't win. We stop the fight. Now we are prisoners. I am young and strong. I must work as a slave. I work for the captain of the pirates. I feel very sad. I have a bad life. I must work hard. I work every day. I work in the house. I work in the garden. The captain tells me what to do. I don't like my work. I want to change my situation. I want to be free again. It is morning. I meet a young woman. She works in the house. She is so beautiful. She is also a slave. She cleans the house. I speak with her. She doesn't speak my language. But I feel that she understands me. When she sees me, she is happy. And I am happy too. Sometimes she touches me. But it is only a short moment. Slaves can't be together. I think about the young woman very often. I want to meet her every day. But she is not in the house every day. When I think about her, I have a nice feeling in my body. I think that I love this woman. I think that she is my girlfriend, and I am her boyfriend. But our love is complicated. We can't live together. It is very sad. Sometimes I fish with the captain or his friends. A young boy helps us. We use a small boat when we fish. One morning, when we fish, we are lost. Fog is around our boat. We see nothing. We can't go home. The next day, the fog is away. We can go home. When we are back home, the captain says, "Use a bigger boat. The bigger boat is better for long journeys." One day the captain tells me, "Put more food and drinks on the boat. Bring some guns, too." The captain wants to fish with his friends. I prepare the boat. I put food and guns on the ship. But the captain's friends don't want to fish. Then the captain tells me, "Prepare the boat for usual fishing for the next day." This is my chance. I can run away. A lot of food and guns are on the boat. I prepare the boat for fishing, but I leave the food and guns on the boat. Tomorrow, I can run away. This is my plan. I think about the young woman. I want to take her with me, but I don't know how to do it. It is not possible to take her on the boat. I am sad. I don't know what to do. I want to be free, but my heart wants to be with her. It is the morning. I meet the young woman in the house. She is so beautiful. I look at her. She knows that something is different. Maybe she understands that this is our last moment together. She looks in my eyes. She touches my hand. I think that she understands. Her face is sad. My face is sad too. She smiles at me. Then she goes away. This is our last moment together. Chapter 4. Lion, 1 hour later, we are ready. I and the boy go to the boat. One man goes with us. He is our boss for today. Soon we are far from the land. But we can't catch fish. Then we go very far from the land. Our boss thinks that we can catch fish there. At one moment, our boss goes to the front of the boat. I quickly push him to the sea. He wants to swim back. I take a gun. When he sees the gun, he swims away. When he is away, I look at the boy. I want to know if he is on my side. I see that he is on my side. After 2 years, I am free. We go very fast. The wind is good. The next day, we are far from the pirate land, but we don't stop. We continue. After 6 days, we must stop. We need some fresh water. We wait for the night. Then, we go to the land. When we are near the land, we hear horrible noises. The boy doesn't want to continue. He is scared. We stay on the boat near the land. But we can't sleep. Some animals come to wash in the water. The animals make horrible noises. The boy is very scared. Then we hear that one animal swims to us. The boy wants to go away. But I don't want to go away. I take one gun, I shoot at the animal turns. Then the animal swims to the land. The other animals hear the gun. They go away too. We stay on the boat. It is morning. We eat bread for breakfast. The boy wants to go to the beach. I go with him. We take guns. We take big bottles for water. I don't go very far. I want to see the boat. The boy continues alone. The boy returns after some time. He runs. I think that some animal runs after him, but I see nothing dangerous. He has an animal in his hand. The animal is a chicken. He is very happy. I am happy too. We have good meat and fresh water. We don't see dangerous animals. I don't know where we are. I only know that we are near Africa. I think that we are near a land where no people live. We don't see people on the land. We only hear animals. One day, when we go for fresh water, we see a lion. The lion sleeps on the beach. He is very big. He is only 20 meters from us. The boy is scared. Then the lion opens his eyes. When the lion sees us, he runs to us. We don't have much time. I must shoot at the lion. I have 3 guns. The first bullet hits his leg. The second bullet hits his head. The third bullet finishes the animal. We can't eat the meat. The meat is not good, but we take the skin. We put the skin on the boat. The skin is dry soon. Chapter 5. Ship, we continue our journey. We stop only when we need fresh water. Soon, we see that people live on the land. One day, we see a big group of people. They are on the beach. They have many children. They watch us. I want to stop. I want to go to the people. But the boy doesn't like this idea. He is scared. The people want to give us some food. 2 people run to the forest. They return with some food. We don't want to go to the beach. But they don't want to swim to us. We don't know how to take the food. The people see this. They put the food on the ground. Then they go back. When they are far from the food, we go to the food. Now, we are not scared of the people. They come to us. We thank the people. But we have nothing for the people. At that moment, we see 2 animals. The animals run down from the hill. The people are scared. One animal attacks a young girl. I shoot at the animal. I kill the animal. The second animal is scared. The animal runs away. The people are shocked when they hear the gun. They are also shocked when they see that the animal is dead. The people are happy that the girl is alive. They thank us. They give us more food and water. Now, we have a lot of food and water on the boat. We continue our journey. The next day, we see some islands. I think that we can visit the islands. But at that moment, the boy starts to shout. He starts to shout because he sees a ship. The boy is really scared. He thinks that it is a pirate ship. But I look at the ship. I see that the ship is Portuguese. But nobody on the ship sees us. So I shoot from a gun. They hear the gun. They see us. Soon we are on the Portuguese ship. They speak Portuguese, Spanish, and French. But I don't understand the men. But one Scottish sailor is on the ship. He comes to me. I tell him our story. Then all the sailors are very nice. We can stay on the ship. We are very happy. We offer our boat to the captain. But the captain doesn't want to take the boat. He wants to pay for the boat. It is very nice. I tell him that he can buy our boat. I give him a good price. It is half of usual price. The captain agrees. The captain also wants to train the boy as a sailor. I don't like this idea. I think that the boy is very young for this job. I think that the boy also needs freedom. But the captain says that it is good for the boy. Chapter 6. Wife. The boy wants to work for the captain. So the boy starts to be a sailor. The ship is on the way to Brazil. We come to Brazil after 20 days. I say goodbye to the boy and the sailors. Brazil is a new state in South America. Many people start a new life here. It is the same for me. I know nobody here. I meet some people. They have sugar plantations. Soon we are good friends. I like Brazil very much. Soon I learn the language. I have some money from the captain. I buy a small land in Brazil. I start to produce sugar. I don't produce much at the beginning, but after 2 years, my plantation is big. I am single, but my life is good. My financial situation is better every month. After 3 years in Brazil, I have enough money. I can have a woman for cleaning my house. I ask my friends if they know a good woman. One friend says, I have a daughter. She is 18 years old. I think that she can work for you. She is also a very good cook. The next day, his daughter comes to my house. She is friendly, but she is shy. She is also a very pretty girl. We talk. I tell her what I need. The next day, she comes to my house. She cleans the dirty floor. She cleans my furniture. She comes to my house every morning on Monday and on Thursday. She works for 4 hours. She also cooks for me. She also gives food to my cat. I am always happy when I see the girl. Sometimes we have breakfast or lunch together, and we talk. Then, she is ill. She can't come to my house. I feel a strange feeling when she is not in my house. I miss her. I think, maybe, I love her. 1 week later, she comes to my house. I am happy when I see her. I see that she is happy too. I hug her. Then I kiss her. It is a long kiss. 2 weeks later, I go to her father's house. I ask him if I can marry his daughter. He is quiet. I wait for his answer. Then he says, I agree. I am very happy. 2 months later, I marry the daughter of my friend. We start to plan a family. This part of my life is great. We have big plans for our family. We have big plans for our plantation. We need a bigger house. We need more money for a bigger house. I think about the business in Africa. I can make a lot of money in Africa fast. I speak about Africa with my friends very often. I tell my friends that we can make a lot of money in Africa. Chapter 7. Hurricane. One day, 3 friends come to our house. They tell me that they want to go to Africa. They ask me if I want to go with them. I say, yes, I want to go with you. We start to prepare for the journey. Soon, we are ready. I say goodbye to my wife. Then we go. We want to come back 2 months later. We leave Brazil in September. Our ship is very big, but we are only 17 men. The ship is full of things for business. The weather is good but very hot at the beginning. 1 week later, we see a hurricane. The hurricane is very strong. Our ship is in danger. The hurricane is finished after 3 days. But when the hurricane is away, we have a problem. The ship is broken. We can't go to Africa. The captain wants to go back and repair the ship. But I don't want to go back. We talk about it. We think about the best solution. Then, in the evening, a second hurricane comes. The wind is strong. The waves are very big. Then one man shouts, "Land!" When the man shouts, "Land!" the ship stops. The sea is not deep enough. It is bad for our broken ship. The ship can break every second. We must go on a smaller boat. This is very dangerous because the boat is very small for 17 men. But we must do it if we want to survive. So we go on a small boat. The waves are very big. The wind is very strong. The wind pushes us to big rocks. We know that the crash is near. Then a big wave comes. The wave turns the boat. I am underwater. I can't breathe. I don't see the other men. I don't see the boat. Then my head is above water. It is only a short moment. but I can breathe. I see a small beach between the rocks. A big wave pushes me to the beach. I am still in water, but I feel a land under my feet. I know that I must stand up. I must get out of the water. The next wave can take me back to sea, but my body is weak. I can't stand up fast. The next wave comes. I am underwater again. I can't breathe again. But then another wave takes me back on the beach. I am in water, but I can stand up. I can go 10 meters. I am on the sand. I am safe. But my arms and legs are very weak. I collapse, and I lie on the beach. After some time, I stand up. I look for the other men. I can't find the other men. I am the only man alive. All my friends are dead. I only find 3 hats and 2 shoes on the beach. It is horrible for me. Chapter 8. Island. The weather is still very bad, but the waves are not so big. I see the ship. The ship is far from the land. I look around. I see that I have nothing. I am wet. I have no other clothes. I have nothing to eat or drink. I have no gun. Dangerous animals can eat me. I have only a small knife which I find in my pocket. This situation is really bad. How can I survive with only a small knife? I need to drink some fresh water. I find a small river. I drink the water. The night comes. I am scared of dangerous animals. I can't sleep on the ground. So, I spend the night in a big tree. When I wake up the next morning, the sea is calm. I still see the ship. I swim to the ship. I don't see a way inside the big ship. I swim around the ship twice. Then I see a rope on one side of the ship. I use the rope. Now, I am on the ship. The ship is empty. I try to find some food. I am lucky. Some food on the ship is dry. I also find a bottle of rum. I take the bottle with me. Then I hear something. Somebody is on the ship. Who is it? Somebody from my friends? It is not possible. My friends are all dead. I am scared. I go to the place where I hear the noises. Then I see who it is. It is a dog. It is a dog of our captain. Now I have a friend. I am not alone. I must take the food, rum, and the dog to the beach. But I don't have a small boat on the ship. I must make a raft. I find some wood. I make a raft from the wood. I also need some clothes. I look for the clothes. When I look for the clothes, I find a nice carpet. I also find 4 guns and a box with gunpowder. I put everything on my raft. The sea is calm. The wind goes to the land. This is all good. Soon, I am on the beach. I look for a place where I can stay. I see a hill. From the hill, I can see where I am. I take a gun. I walk to the hill. I go to the top. I see sea around the whole place. I am on an island. I see 2 small islands near. One is to the north, one is to the west. I also see a big land to the south. The land is about 100 kilometers far. I see nothing to the east. I see only the ocean. I don't see people on the island. I see only wild animals. Chapter 9. Tent. I see many birds on the way back from the hill, but I don't know their names. I don't know if I can eat them. I kill 1 bird, but the meat isn't good. I go back to the raft. The next day, I want to go back to the ship. I want to take all important things to the island. The next storm can destroy the ship completely. I make a small tent near the beach. I bring the things which can be destroyed by rain to the tent. The night comes. I lie on the ground. I put 2 guns near my left shoulder. I also put 2 guns near my right shoulder. Now, I feel safe. I am tired. I sleep very soon. I swim back to the ship the next day. I make a second raft. I put many things on the raft. I am very happy when I find 7 new guns and some beds. I take all these things to the beach. I go to the ship every day. I bring back many good things. For example, I find a lot of candles. I need candles on the island. I also find 2 big boxes of tea. I make a lot of visits to the ship. One day, I discover a box which is closed. Under the box, I find a key. When I open the box, I see some money from Europe and Brazil. Money is not important on the island, but I take the money with me. I also find cards with pictures. They are pictures of the king and the queen. I can play some games. I can have some fun with the cards. The next day, big dark clouds are in the sky. They are bigger and bigger. The wind is stronger and stronger. I visit the ship, but I don't make a raft because a storm is near. Rafts can break easily in a storm. I swim back to the beach. The wind is really strong at night, but I am safe inside my little tent. The ship is gone the next morning. I know that I can stay on the island very long. I want to make a nice place where I can live. I also need to be safe. I can look for a cave. Or I can make a bigger tent. Maybe I can do both. I need a place which is near fresh water. The place must be in shadow. It must be easy to protect the place. I also need a view of the sea. I want to see ships. I find a nice place next to a big hill. I put my tent there. The hill protects me from one side. I build a fence on all the other sides. The fence has no door. I use a ladder when I go over the fence. I take all my things inside. I have more plans in my head. I make 2 tents. One tent is big. The second tent is small. The smaller tent is inside the bigger tent. The bigger tent protects the gunpowder and the food from rains. I live in the smaller tent. Chapter 10. Calendar. When the tents are finished, I start to make a cave at the bottom of the hill. I want to use the cave for food. I bring stones and earth from the cave to the fence. I make a terrace on the inside of the fence. I still work on the cave when a storm comes one day. I see lightning during the storm. I think that the lightning can hit my boxes with gunpowder. The explosion can destroy everything. The explosion can also kill me. I am scared. I need to make a change. After the storm, I open the boxes with the gunpowder. I put the gunpowder in smaller boxes and bags. I hide the boxes and bags in the rocks. I have a lot of gunpowder, so this takes 3 days. I also hunt every day. It is a break from the hard work. And I also need some meat. When I hunt, I also start to know the island more. I discover some goats. I hunt them. Now, I have enough meat. I am sad sometimes. I think about my wife. I miss her very much. I think about my friends in Brazil. I think about my parents. I know that traveling by sea can change your life completely. Traveling can be great. But traveling can be horrible too. I know that my friends from the ship are dead. I know that I am the only person alive. I am lucky. I am also lucky because I have all the things like food, guns, and clothes. I can't survive without these things. I decide to make a big cross. I put the cross on the beach. I write on the cross the date of my first day on the island. I want to keep information about time. The cross is my calendar. I make a small cut in the cross every day. Every Sunday, the cut is longer. This cut shows the end of the week. The last day of every month is also a long cut. One day, I think about my situation. I have negative thoughts. This is not good. I want to change my negative thoughts. I decide to write all good and bad things. First, I write what is bad. I am alone on this island. I have nobody for a conversation. I have only a small chance that I can see England again. But I am alive. I am safe. I have my freedom. I have enough food. This is all positive. I don't have good clothes, but I don't need a lot of clothes on this island. I have my dog. He understands some words. He understands when I say, "Sit down. Come here. Bring it. Don't jump. Don't do it." I see that my situation is not perfect, but I have also some good things in my life. I need to concentrate on positive things only. I continue to make my place better and better. I make the cave bigger. I have space for many things in the cave. I am happy because my life is now well organized. Chapter 11. Book, I need to make some furniture. I need a chair and a table. I use the wood from my rafts and the ship. It takes 5 days to make them. Then I make more furniture for the cave. I put my clothes and guns in the cave too. I am very happy when my work is finished. The cave is comfortable now. Everything is well organized. I can easily find what I need. I decide to write a book about my life on the island. I describe my days in the book. I start with my first day on the island. I write everything what I remember. I also write what I think. It is good when I write my thoughts on paper. When I start, I write 1 page every day. But when I get to the present, I write only 1 page every week. I write only important things. After some time on the island, my life is well organized, but my life is never boring. I have always some work. Every morning, I walk around the island. Then I work. I have lunch at noon. Then I sleep, but not very long. Then I continue with my work. I relax or I write my book in the evening. I make my cave bigger and bigger. I want to have a big cave. The cave is my kitchen, living room, and sometimes a bedroom.
Welcome to this video. Improve your English grammar in 1 hour. This video is designed for anyone who wants to improve their grammar, whether you're a beginner or just looking to polish up your skills. In the next hour, we'll cover the essential rules and concepts of English grammar. By the end, you'll have a stronger understanding of sentence structure, tenses, parts of speech, punctuation, common mistakes, and more. Grammar is the foundation of any language. It allows us to structure our thoughts and communicate clearly. Many people find English grammar challenging, but it's not impossible to master. The key is understanding the rules and practicing them regularly. So, let's get started. 1. Understanding sentences. Let's begin with the most basic building block of communication, the sentence. What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words that expresses a complete thought. Every sentence must have 2 essential parts: the subject, the person, place, thing, or idea that the sentence is about, the predicate, the action or state of being that the subject is doing. For example, she, subject, is reading, predicate, a book. The cat, subject, chased, predicate, the mouse. The subject and predicate work together to form a complete idea. In some cases, the sentence can be very short, like, I run, subject, I, predicate, run, the, or it can be longer and more detailed. The young girl wearing a yellow raincoat, subject, is walking happily through the park while her dog follows closely behind, predicate. Even in complex sentences, the core structure remains the same, subject-predicate, types of sentences. There are 4 main types of sentences in English. Each type serves a different purpose in communication. Let's break them down. Declarative sentences. These sentences make a statement. They give information and end with a period. Example, the sun sets in the west. Declarative sentences are the most common type of sentence in English. They simply tell you something. Interrogative sentences. These sentences ask a question. They end with a question mark. Example, what time is the meeting? When forming interrogative sentences, remember to structure them correctly. Use helping verbs such as do, does, is, and are to make the question grammatically correct. Is she coming to the party? Do you like chocolate? Imperative sentences. These sentences give a command or make a request. They usually end with a period, but sometimes with an exclamation mark if the command is urgent. Example, close the door. Imperative sentences often have an implied subject, which is usually you, even though the subject is not written. It is understood. You, please be quiet. You, give me the book. Exclamatory sentences. These sentences express strong feelings or emotions. They always end with an exclamation mark. Example, wow. That's amazing. Exclamatory sentences are used sparingly in formal writing, but they're common in casual conversation or storytelling. Be careful not to overuse them. Practice exercise. Identifying sentence types. Here's a short practice exercise to help you recognize the 4 types of sentences. Try to identify whether each of the following sentences is declarative, interrogative, imperative, or exclamatory. Please pass the salt. Where did you buy that jacket? I love sunny days. The cat is sleeping on the sofa. Answers: imperative, interrogative, exclamatory, declarative. 2. Parts of speech. English words are categorized into 8 different parts of speech. Each part of speech has a specific role in a sentence. Understanding these categories will help you form proper sentences. 1. Nouns. Nouns are words that name people, places, things, or ideas. There are several types of nouns, including common nouns, general names for things, e.g., cat, book, city; proper nouns, specific names of people, places, or things, e.g., Sarah, Paris, Microsoft. Proper nouns are always capitalized. Concrete nouns, things you can touch, see, hear, smell, or taste, e.g., apple, dog. Abstract nouns, ideas, qualities, or feelings that cannot be experienced with the senses, e.g., love, freedom, happiness. Collective nouns, words that refer to a group of people or things, e.g., team, flock, bunch. Example sentences. Common noun, the dog barked loudly. Proper noun, I visited New York last summer. Concrete noun, she gave me a flower. Abstract noun, he believes in justice. Collective noun, the team won the championship. 2. Pronouns. Pronouns replace nouns to avoid repetition. There are several types of pronouns. Personal pronouns, I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Possessive pronouns, my, your, his, her, its, our, their. Demonstrative pronouns, this, that, these, those. Relative pronouns, who, whom, whose, which, that. Example sentences. She is reading a book. Personal pronoun, this is my house. Demonstrative pronoun, the boy who won the race is my friend. Relative pronoun, pronouns help to avoid repetition and make sentences smoother. Instead of saying, Sarah loves Sarah's dog, you say, Sarah loves her dog. 3. Verbs. Verbs are action words or state of being words. There are 2 main types of verbs. Action verbs, run, jump, write, think. State of being verbs, also known as linking verbs am, is, are, was, were, Verbs are essential in every sentence because they express what the subject is doing or what state it is in. Example sentences: action verb, she runs every morning. State of being verb, he is a doctor. For adjectives, adjectives describe or modify nouns and pronouns. They give more information about a noun, such as its size, color, shape, or quantity. Example sentences: the blue sky is beautiful. She bought 3 apples. In the sentence "the blue sky is beautiful," the adjective blue describes the noun sky. Similarly, 3 in the second sentence tells you how many apples, 5. Adverbs. Adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. They usually tell how, when, where, or to what extent something is done. Example sentences: she runs quickly, he arrived early. Many adverbs end in ly, but not all of them. In the sentence "he arrived early," early is an adverb that tells when he arrived. 6. Prepositions. Prepositions show relationships between nouns or pronouns and other words in a sentence. They often tell you where something is or when something happens. Common prepositions include in, on, at, to, by, with, from, over, under, etc. Example sentences: the book is on the table. We walked to the park. Prepositions are always followed by a noun or pronoun, which is called the object of the preposition. In the first sentence, on is the preposition, and the table is the object of the preposition. 7. Conjunctions. Conjunctions are words that join words, phrases, or clauses. The most common conjunctions are coordinating conjunctions and, but, or, nor. For yet, so, subordinating conjunctions, because, although, since, if, unless, while, when. Example sentences: I wanted to go, but it was raining. She stayed home because she was sick. Conjunctions are important for creating complex sentences and connecting ideas smoothly. 8. Interjections. Interjections are words or short phrases that express strong emotions or reactions. They're often followed by an exclamation mark. Example sentences: wow. That was amazing. Ouch. That hurt. Interjections are commonly used in informal speech and writing to show surprise, excitement, or pain. Practice exercise: identifying parts of speech. Here's a quick exercise to help you practice identifying parts of speech. Label each word in the following sentence by its part of speech. Quickly, the little girl ran to her mother with a bright smile. Answer: quickly. Adverb: the article, little. Adjective: girl. Noun: ran. Verb: to. Preposition: her. Pronoun: mother. Noun: with. Preposition: a. Article: bright. Adjective: smile. Noun: 3. Subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement is one of the most important rules in English grammar. It refers to making sure that the subject of a sentence matches the verb in number, whether singular or plural, singular versus plural subjects and verbs. If the subject is singular, the verb must be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb must be plural. Singular subject: the dog barks. Dog is singular, so the verb barks is singular. Plural subject: the dogs bark. Dogs is plural, so the verb bark is plural. Here are some common guidelines to remember. Singular subjects take singular verbs. He likes pizza. She runs fast. Plural subjects take plural verbs. They like pizza. We run fast. Special cases in subject-verb agreement. There are some tricky situations where subject-verb agreement can be confusing. Let's take a closer look at these special cases. 1. Collective nouns. Collective nouns, like team, group, family, or class, can be singular or plural, depending on whether the group is acting as a single unit or as individuals. Singular, the team is winning. The team is acting as a single unit. Plural, the team are arguing among themselves. The members of the team are acting individually. 2. Indefinite pronouns. Indefinite pronouns like everyone, someone, and nobody are treated as singular, even though they refer to multiple people. Everyone is coming to the party. Someone needs to answer the phone. However, some indefinite pronouns, such as both, few, and many, are plural and require plural verbs. Both are attending the meeting. Many were disappointed with the result. 3. Subjects joined by and or. When two subjects are joined by and, they usually take a plural verb. Sarah and Tom are going to the park. Plural subject, plural verb. However, when subjects are joined by or nor, the verb should agree with the part of the subject closest to the verb. Neither the students nor the teacher is ready. Either the teacher or the students are going to present. Practice exercise. Subject-verb agreement. Choose the correct verb in each sentence. The book or the magazines is /r on the table. Neither the manager nor the employees was/were satisfied. Everyone enjoys/enjoy the game. The class has/have finished its work. Answers is, were, enjoys, has. For tenses. Tenses are crucial in English grammar because they tell us when an action happens, whether in the past, present, or future. English has 3 primary tenses: present, past, and future. Each of these tenses can be broken down further into simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous forms. Let's dive deeper into each tense and its forms. 1. Present tense. The present tense is used to talk about things that are happening now, things that happen regularly, or facts. A. Present simple, used for habits. General truths and repeated actions. She eats breakfast every day. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. B. Present continuous, used for actions happening right now or around this moment. She is eating breakfast now. They are playing soccer at the moment. C. Present perfect, used to describe actions that happened at an unspecified time or have relevance to the present. She has eaten breakfast. They have lived here for 5 years. D. Present perfect continuous, used for actions that started in the past and are still continuing or have just finished. She has been eating breakfast for 20 minutes. I have been reading this book for hours. 2. Past tense. The past tense is used to talk about actions that happened at a specific time in the past. A. Past simple, used for completed actions in the past. She ate breakfast at 7 a.m. They played soccer yesterday. B. Past continuous, used for actions that were happening at a specific moment in the past. She was eating breakfast when the phone rang. They were playing soccer when it started to rain. C. Past perfect, used to describe an action that was completed before another past action. She had eaten breakfast before she left the house. They had finished playing soccer by the time it started to rain. D. Past perfect continuous, used for actions that were ongoing in the past up until another past action. She had been eating breakfast for 30 minutes before she left. They had been playing soccer for an hour before it started raining. 3. Future tense. The future tense is used to talk about actions that will happen at a later time. A future simple, used for actions that will happen in the future. She will eat breakfast tomorrow. They will play soccer next week. B. Future continuous, used for actions that will be happening at a specific time in the future. She will be eating breakfast at 8 a.m. tomorrow. They will be playing soccer this time next week. C. Future perfect, used to describe an action that will be completed before a certain future point. She will have eaten breakfast by 9 a.m. They will have finished playing soccer by the time you arrive. D. Future perfect continuous, used for actions that will have been going on for some time before a future event. She will have been eating breakfast for an hour by the time you wake up. They will have been playing soccer for 30 minutes before it starts to rain. Practice exercise. Identifying tenses. Identify the tense used in each of the following sentences. I have been studying for 3 hours. She will eat lunch at noon. They were watching a movie when the power went out. He had finished his homework before dinner. Answers. Present perfect continuous, future simple, past continuous, past perfect. 5. Common grammar mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when learning English, even native speakers. Recognizing common grammar mistakes and learning how to avoid them will help improve your English significantly. Let's take a closer look at some of the most common errors and how to correct them. 1. There. These 3 words sound the same but have different meanings and uses. It's easy to mix them up, but once you understand their differences, you'll avoid this common mistake. There. This is a possessive pronoun, meaning it shows ownership. Example, this is their car. The car belongs to them. There. This word refers to a place or location. Example, the keys are over there. Pointing to a location. There. This is a contraction of they are. Example, they're going to the park. They are going to the park. 2. Your versus your. Another common mistake involves confusing your and your. Just like there and there, these words sound the same but have different uses. Your. This is a possessive pronoun, showing that something belongs to you. Example, is this your book? The book belongs to you. Your. This is a contraction of you are. Example, you're my best friend. You are my best friend. An easy way to remember the difference is to try replacing the word with you are. If the sentence still makes sense, use your. If it doesn't, use your. 3. Its versus. Its and its are often confused, but they're quite different. This is a possessive pronoun, showing that something belongs to it. Example, the dog wagged its tail. The tail belongs to the dog. This is a contraction of it is or it has. Example, it's raining outside. It is raining. To avoid confusion, remember that it always means it is or it has. If you can't replace it with it is or it has, use its for. Me versus I. Knowing when to use me or I can be tricky. Here's a simple rule. Use I as the subject of the sentence and me as the object. Subject, I went to the store. Object, he gave the book to me. When you're not sure, try removing the other person from the sentence. For example, Tom and I went to the store. Correct, if you remove Tom, the sentence still makes sense. I went to the store. He gave the book to Tom and me. Correct, if you remove Tom, the sentence still works. He gave the book to me. 5. Misusing apostrophes. Apostrophes are often misused in English, particularly with possessives and plurals. Here are some rules to remember. Use an apostrophe to show possession. This is Sarah's bike. The bike belongs to Sarah. Don't use an apostrophe to make a word plural. Incorrect. I have 3 cats. Correct. I have 3 cats. Practice exercise. Correct the mistakes. Find and correct the mistakes in the following sentences. They're going to their house later. It's raining outside. She gave the book to John and I. You're going to love this movie. The 2 boys are playing soccer. Answers. They're going to their house later. It's raining outside. She gave the book to John and me. You're going to love this movie. The 2 boys are playing soccer. 6. Punctuation. Punctuation helps clarify the meaning of a sentence by breaking it up into understandable parts. Let's go over the most important punctuation marks and how to use them. 1. Periods. Symbol. The period is the most common punctuation mark. It's used to end declarative sentences, statements, and commands. Example, she is reading a book. 2. Question marks. A question mark is used at the end of interrogative sentences, sentences that ask a question. Example, are you coming to the party? 3. Exclamation marks. Exclamation marks express strong feelings or emphasize a point. However, they should be used sparingly, especially in formal writing. Example, watch out for commas, comma symbol. Commas have several uses in English. They are used to separate items in a list after introductory words or phrases, and to separate clauses in compound or complex sentences. Examples, I bought apples, oranges, and bananas. After the meeting, we went out for lunch. She likes to read, but she doesn't have much time. 5. Apostrophes. As we discussed earlier, apostrophes show possession or are used in contractions. Examples, that is Jane's car. It's raining. 6. Quotation marks. Quotation marks are used to show direct speech or to quote someone's exact words. Example, she said, I am going to the store. 7. Colons, colon symbol, and semicolons. Colons are used to introduce a list, explanation, or example. Example, she brought the following items, apples, oranges, and bananas. Semicolons are used to join 2 independent clauses that are closely related. Example, she likes to read, he likes to write. Practice exercise. Adding punctuation. Add the correct punctuation to the following sentences. I can't believe it's already Friday. What time are you coming over? She loves hiking, painting, and swimming. It's John's birthday today. Answers, I can't believe it's already Friday. What time are you coming over? She loves hiking, painting, and swimming. It's John's birthday today. How to avoid mistakes. Avoiding mistakes in English grammar takes practice, patience, and attention to detail. Here are some practical tips on how to reduce and eventually avoid common grammar errors. 1. Slow down and review your work. One of the simplest ways to avoid mistakes is to slow down when writing or speaking. Taking time to review your sentences allows you to catch errors before they become a habit. reread what you write. After writing a sentence, pause and reread it. Does it make sense? Are the verbs and subjects in agreement? Double-check common mistakes. For words that are commonly confused, like their versus there, take an extra second to ensure you've chosen the correct one. 2. Learn the rules and stick to them. Understanding grammar rules is essential for avoiding mistakes. Make sure you know the basics of subject-verb agreement, sentence structure, tenses, and punctuation. As you get more comfortable, these rules will become second nature. Study common rules, review key areas such as parts of speech, verb tenses, and prepositions. The better you understand them, the easier it will be to use them correctly. Practice specific rules. If you frequently make mistakes with a particular rule, focus on practicing that rule until you feel more confident. 3. Use grammar tools and resources. There are many online tools available to help you avoid grammar mistakes. Tools like Grammarly or ProWritingAid can highlight errors as you write, helping you learn from your mistakes. Install a grammar checker. These tools automatically check your writing for errors in real time and provide corrections, explanations, and suggestions for improvement. Refer to grammar guides. Keep a grammar guide or resource handy, like online grammar websites or books, when you're unsure about something. 4. Practice regularly. The more you practice, the better you'll become. Make a habit of writing or speaking in English daily, even if it's just a short paragraph or conversation. Write daily. Try writing a short essay, journal entry, or email every day. Focus on clarity and correctness. Speak aloud. Practice speaking in English, especially sentences with structures you struggle with. This will help reinforce your learning and develop fluency. 5. Get feedback. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Share your writing with others, friends, teachers, or online communities, and ask for feedback on your grammar. Find a language partner. Practice with someone who can correct your mistakes in real time and offer advice. Join an English learning group. There are many online communities where learners can post their writing and receive constructive feedback. 6. Avoid relying on direct translations. One common mistake learners make is translating sentences directly from their native language into English. This often leads to errors in sentence structure, preposition use, and word choice. Think in English instead of translating. Try to construct sentences in English directly. The more you practice, the easier this will become. Learn common English phrases. Certain expressions or sentence structures in English may not translate directly from other languages. Learning these can help avoid awkward or incorrect translations. 7. Read regularly. Reading in English helps you absorb proper grammar in a natural context. The more you read, the more you'll internalize correct sentence structures, vocabulary, and punctuation. Read books, articles, and blogs. Choose materials that match your level but challenge you just a little. Pay attention to how sentences are constructed, highlight and review new grammar points. When you come across sentences or phrases that you don't fully understand, take the time to analyze them. This will help you learn new structures. 8. Memorize common irregular forms. Irregular verbs in plural forms are a frequent source of errors. These don't always follow typical rules, so it's best to memorize them. study irregular verbs. For example, the past tense of go is went, not goed. Keep a list of irregular verbs and practice them often. Learn irregular plurals. Some nouns don't just add an s to form the plural, e.g., child becomes children. Memorizing these can help you avoid errors. 9. Understand the context. Context can change how certain grammar rules apply. Learn when to use formal versus informal language, and how context affects sentence construction. Formal versus informal language. Be aware of when it's appropriate to use contractions, like don't instead of do not, or casual phrases. Formal writing, like in essays or emails, usually avoids contractions and slang, different sentence structures for different situations. Understanding when to use simple, compound, or complex sentences can improve clarity and help avoid overcomplicating your writing. 10. Keep a list of your common mistakes. Everyone has their own unique challenges when it comes to learning English. Pay attention to the types of mistakes you make frequently and focus on correcting them. Create a mistake journal. Write down the mistakes you make regularly and their correct versions. Review this journal periodically to see if you're improving. Focus on one mistake at a time. Trying to correct too many things at once can be overwhelming. Pick one area to improve on, such as subject-verb agreement, and work on that until you're more confident. 11. Use mnemonics and memory tricks. Memory aids can help you remember tricky grammar rules or word forms. Create a mnemonic. For example, to remember that it's is short for it is, you could think, if it has an apostrophe, it's a contraction. Associate words. Use word association to remember difficult rules. For example, to avoid mixing up affect and effect, remember that effect is an action. Both start with a. 12. Study and review in short bursts. Instead of trying to learn everything at once, break down your study sessions into small, manageable chunks. This is more effective for long-term retention and helps prevent burnout. Use spaced repetition. Revisit the rules and concepts you've learned after a few days. Then again after a week or two. This method helps transfer information to your long-term memory. Focus on quality, not quantity. It's better to understand a few rules deeply than to try and rush through many without fully comprehending them. Let's explore more common grammar mistakes in English and how to avoid them. These are errors that many learners, and even native speakers, make, along with practical advice on how to correct them. 1. Confusing less and fewer. Many people use less and fewer interchangeably, but they actually have different uses. Use fewer with countable nouns, things you can count individually. Example, there are fewer apples in the basket. Use less with uncountable nouns, things that cannot be counted individually, like substances or abstract concepts. Example, I drank less water today. How to avoid this mistake? Ask yourself if the noun is something you can count. If yes, use fewer. If no, use less. 2. Using then instead of then. Then and then are often confused because they sound similar, but they have very different meanings. Then is used for comparisons. Example, she is taller than her brother. Then is used to indicate time or a sequence of events. Example, we went to the park, then we had dinner. How to avoid this mistake? Remember, then equals comparison, taller than, better than, then equals sequence of events. first this, then that. 3. Dangling modifiers. A dangling modifier occurs when a descriptive phrase doesn't clearly relate to the noun it is supposed to modify, making the sentence confusing. Incorrect. Running down the street. The backpack fell off my shoulders. This makes it sound like the backpack is running down the street. Correct. Running down the street. I felt the backpack fall off my shoulders. How to avoid this mistake? Make sure the subject of your sentence is clearly the one performing the action described by the modifier. In other words, the person or thing doing the action should come right after the introductory phrase. 4. Misplacing apostrophes in plurals and possessives. Apostrophes are used for showing possession and for contractions, but they should never be used to form plurals. Incorrect. The dogs are playing. Correct. The dogs are playing. No apostrophe because it's just a plural noun, for possession. Singular possessive. This is my friend's book. One friend owns the book, plural possessive. These are my friend's books. Multiple friends own the books. How to avoid this mistake? Use an apostrophe for possession but not to make plurals. For singular nouns, add s. For plural nouns that end in s, add only. 5. Who versus whom? Who and whom can be tricky because they both refer to people, but they are used differently in sentences. Who refers to the subject of the sentence, the person doing the action. Example, who is coming to the party? The person doing the action, coming to the party. Whom refers to the object of the sentence, the person receiving the action. Example, to whom did you give the book? The person receiving the action, getting the book. How to avoid this mistake? If you can replace the word with he or she, use who. If you can replace it with him or her, use whom. 6. Using good instead of well. Good is an adjective and describes nouns, while well is an adverb and describes verbs. Incorrect. I did good on the test. Correct. I did well on the test. You can use good to describe a noun. She is a good singer. But use well to describe how something was done. She sings well. How to avoid this mistake? Remember that good describes nouns, and well describes verbs, actions. 7. Overusing commas. Sometimes, people overuse commas by placing them in places where they aren't needed. This can break the flow of the sentence. Incorrect. The cat sat on the mat. Correct. The cat sat on the mat. However, missing commas in key places can also confuse the meaning. Incorrect. Let's eat grandma. Correct. Let's eat grandma. How to avoid this mistake? Use commas to separate items in a list, separate independent clauses when they're joined by a conjunction, and, but, or, etc. Set off introductory elements, e.g., after the show, we went home. Avoid using them unnecessarily between a subject and verb. 8. Incorrect word order in questions. English has a specific word order for questions. Beginners sometimes struggle with the order of the subject and the auxiliary verb, helping verb. Incorrect. You are going to the party? Correct. Are you going to the party? For yes/no questions, the formula is auxiliary verb subject main verb. Example, do you like pizza? For WH questions, questions that start with words like who, what, when, WH word auxiliary verb subject main verb. Example, What are you doing? How to avoid this mistake? Remember that in questions, the auxiliary verb comes before the subject. 9. Not using parallel structure. Parallel structure means using the same pattern of words when listing or comparing items. Failing to use parallel structure can make your writing unclear. Incorrect. I like swimming, to run, and biking. Correct. I like swimming, running, and biking. In the correct sentence, all the activities use the same verb form, the gerund, ending in ing. How to avoid this mistake? Ensure that when you list actions, they all follow the same grammatical form. For example, if you start a list with gerunds, like swimming, continue using gerunds. 10. Overusing very and really. Many people tend to overuse intensifiers like very or really to make their writing sound stronger. However, this often weakens the impact. Instead of using these words repeatedly, choose stronger adjectives. Overused, it was very cold outside. Better, it was freezing outside. Overused, I was really tired after work. Better, I was exhausted after work. How to avoid this mistake? Look for more specific and powerful words that describe exactly what you mean, instead of using very or really. 11. Mixing up lay and lie. These two verbs are commonly confused because they have similar meanings. However, they follow different rules. Lay means to put something down and requires an object. Example, I lay the book on the table. Lie means to recline or rest and does not take an object. Example, I am going to lie down for a nap. In the past tense, lay, present, laid, past, lie, present, lay, past. How to avoid this mistake? Remember, lay always requires an object. Lay something down. Lie does not require an object. You lie down yourself. 12. Mixing up bring and take. Bring and take are two verbs that are often mixed up because they both involve moving something from one place to another. Bring is used when moving something toward the speaker. Example, can you bring me a glass of water? Take is used when moving something away from the speaker. Example, please take this book to the library. How to avoid this mistake? Ask yourself where the object is moving. If it's moving toward you, use bring. If it's moving away from you, use take. 13. Using double negatives. In English, two negatives create a positive, so using double negatives can change the meaning of the sentence or make it grammatically incorrect. Incorrect, I don't have no money. Correct, I don't have any money. How to avoid this mistake? In standard English, use only one negative in a sentence. Replace extra negatives with positive forms like any instead of no. Best ways to practice. Practicing English grammar consistently is key to mastering it. Whether you're learning English as a second language or improving your grammar skills as a native speaker, here are some of the best ways to practice and improve over time. 1. Daily writing practice. Writing regularly is one of the most effective ways to improve grammar. When you write, you can focus on applying the rules you've learned. Tips for writing practice. Journal daily. Keep a journal and write a few sentences or a paragraph each day. Focus on clarity and correct grammar usage. Write emails. If you're not already writing in English, try writing your personal emails in English. Pay attention to structure, punctuation, and spelling. Creative writing. Try writing short stories, blog posts, or poems. The freedom of creative writing lets you experiment with grammar in fun ways. Rewriting. Find sentences or paragraphs from books or articles and rewrite them in your own words, paying attention to grammar. Why this works. Writing gives you the chance to use grammar in context and actively think about the rules you're trying to follow. Regular practice helps turn grammar rules into habits. 2. Read a lot. Reading exposes you to correct grammar in context, helping you absorb grammar rules naturally. You see how sentences are structured, how punctuation is used, and how different tenses work together. Tips for reading practice. Read books. Start with material that suits your level. Beginners can read simplified English books, while more advanced learners can challenge themselves with novels, nonfiction, or academic articles. Online articles and blogs. Read articles in areas of your interest, such as technology, lifestyle, or news. Pay attention to how grammar and sentence structure are used. Children's books. If you're a beginner, children's books are an excellent way to practice grammar because they use simple sentence structures and clear language. Audiobooks and subtitles. Try listening to audiobooks while reading along with the text or watching movies with subtitles in English. This reinforces grammar and vocabulary. Why this works. Reading immerses you in properly structured English. It helps you internalize how grammar works naturally, especially if you pay attention to how words and sentences are used. 3. Use grammar apps and tools. Many apps and online tools are designed to help you practice English grammar. These can offer quick lessons, quizzes, and real-time feedback on your writing. Recommended tools. Grammarly, a tool that checks grammar as you write, highlighting errors and offering suggestions for improvement. Duolingo, an interactive app for language learning, including grammar exercises that focus on specific topics like verb conjugation or sentence structure. Pro Writing Aid, similar to Grammarly but more focused on detailed writing feedback, including grammar, style, and readability suggestions. British Council's grammar app, designed specifically for learners of English. This app provides detailed lessons and practice exercises. Why this works. These tools give you immediate feedback and explanations for your mistakes, helping you understand what went wrong and how to fix it. 4. Grammar workbooks. Workbooks with exercises on grammar can help you practice systematically. They break down grammar rules and give you drills to reinforce each concept. Recommended workbooks. English Grammar in Use by Raymond Murphy, a popular self-study guide with clear explanations and exercises for learners at different levels. Grammar for English Language Teachers by Martin Parrott provides detailed explanations and exercises for both students and teachers. Advanced Grammar in Use by Martin Hewings, for more advanced learners who want to deepen their understanding of grammar nuances. Why this works. Workbooks are structured to take you through grammar rules step by step, with exercises that reinforce what you've learned. This focused approach helps solidify grammar concepts in your mind. 5. Engage in conversations. Speaking English is another powerful way to practice grammar. When you engage in conversations, you actively use grammar in real time, which helps solidify rules in a practical context. Tips for speaking practice. Language exchange. Find a language partner who wants to learn your native language while helping you practice English. Platforms like HelloTalk or Tandem can connect you with language partners. Join English clubs. Many online communities and local groups offer conversation practice in English, where you can engage with others in real-time discussions. Speak to yourself. Practice speaking English aloud to yourself, especially if you don't have a speaking partner. Describe your day, talk about your plans, or narrate actions as you do them. Why this works: speaking forces you to use grammar without overthinking, which helps you get comfortable with the rules. Conversations provide feedback and force you to apply your knowledge in real-world situations. 6. Listen to podcasts and watch videos. Listening to native speakers helps improve your grammar indirectly. Podcasts, videos, and other audio resources allow you to hear correct grammar usage, while also exposing you to new vocabulary and sentence structures. Tips for listening practice: grammar podcasts. Look for English grammar podcasts or educational channels like English Class 101 or BBC Learning English. English YouTube channels. Channels like Rachel's English in English with Lucy focus on grammar, pronunciation, and conversational English. Watch TV shows and movies. Watch English language movies or TV shows with English subtitles. Pay attention to the grammar used by the characters. Why this works: listening helps you understand how grammar is used naturally in speech. You'll also pick up common patterns of spoken English, which can be different from formal writing. 7. Do grammar quizzes. Quizzes are an excellent way to test your knowledge and keep track of your progress. Many websites offer free grammar quizzes that cover various topics, from basic rules to advanced structures. Recommended websites for quizzes: Perfect English Grammar offers free grammar exercises on many topics like verb tenses, articles, and conditionals. English Club provides free quizzes and games to test your understanding of grammar rules. Khan Academy, their English grammar section, provides both explanations and quizzes to test your understanding of topics. Why this works: quizzes give you instant feedback and help identify areas where you need more practice. They also challenge your knowledge in a fun and interactive way. 8. Analyze your mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning, but analyzing and understanding why you made them is key to improving. Tips for analyzing mistakes: keep a mistake log. Write down the mistakes you make frequently, whether they occur in writing or speaking. Note the correct version and review this regularly. Review corrected work. If you receive feedback on your writing from a teacher, language partner, or tool like Grammarly, review your mistakes carefully and ensure you understand the grammar rules behind them. Focus on recurring mistakes. Everyone has a unique pattern of mistakes. Identify yours and focus on improving those specific areas, e.g., subject-verb agreement, verb tenses, etc. Why this works: reflecting on your mistakes helps you avoid repeating them. Understanding why a mistake happened allows you to reinforce the correct rule and improve over time. 9. Join online grammar communities. There are plenty of online communities where learners help each other improve their grammar. These communities can provide support, answer questions, and offer feedback on your writing. Recommended communities: Reddit's r/English Learning, a popular community where learners ask questions about grammar, vocabulary, and language learning strategies. Lang 8, a language exchange community where you can write in English and have your sentences corrected by native speakers. My English Club, an online platform where learners can practice their English and participate in forums, chat rooms, and writing groups. Why this works: being part of a community helps keep you motivated, provides accountability, and gives you access to feedback and advice from others who are also learning. 10. Focus on one grammar rule at a time. Trying to learn everything at once can be overwhelming. Instead, focus on mastering one grammar rule at a time, such as verb tenses or prepositions, before moving on to the next one. How to focus on one rule: break down complex rules. For example, instead of tackling all verb tenses, start with the present simple, then move on to the present continuous, and so on. Practice each rule until confident. Do exercises, write sentences, and use the rule in conversations until it feels natural before moving to the next. Why this works: focusing on one grammar rule at a time helps you fully grasp the concept before adding more complexity. This approach prevents confusion and builds a strong foundation. How to stay consistent. Staying consistent in practicing English grammar can be challenging, but with the right strategies, you can maintain steady progress. Here are some practical tips to help you stay consistent and build strong language habits over time. 1. Set clear and realistic goals. Having clear, achievable goals helps you stay focused and motivated. Vague goals like improve my English can be overwhelming, so break them down into smaller, measurable objectives. Examples of realistic goals: daily goal: write 5 sentences using the present perfect tense. Weekly goal: complete 3 grammar exercises from a workbook. Monthly goal: read 1 English article or chapter of a book and summarize it. Long-term goal: be able to hold a conversation in English for 10 minutes without significant mistakes. Why this works: clear goals give you a sense of direction. When you achieve small goals regularly, it boosts your confidence and keeps you motivated to continue learning. 2. Create a study schedule. A regular study routine helps you make grammar practice part of your daily life. Set aside specific times during the day or week to focus on English. Tips for creating a schedule: consistency over quantity. It's better to practice for 15 to 20 minutes every day than for 2 hours once a week. Small, regular practice sessions are more effective. Choose a time that works for you. Some people study better in the morning, while others are more focused in the evening. Find what works best for you. Use a calendar or reminder app. Set reminders on your phone or use a physical calendar to block out time for English practice. Why this works: consistency turns grammar practice into a habit. By sticking to a schedule, you gradually improve without feeling overwhelmed or burnt out. 3. Mix up your practice methods. Doing the same type of practice every day can get boring, leading to a loss of motivation. To keep things interesting and engaging, vary your learning activities. Ideas for mixing up practice: Monday, do grammar exercises from a workbook. Tuesday, write a short paragraph in English and check it for errors. Wednesday, read an article or book chapter and identify sentence structures. Thursday, listen to a podcast or watch a video, then summarize it in your own words. Friday. Take an online grammar quiz. Weekend. Engage in a conversation in English or participate in an online discussion. Why this works. Variety keeps learning fresh and prevents boredom. By using different methods, you engage multiple aspects of language learning, reading, writing, speaking, and listening, which helps reinforce grammar knowledge in different contexts. 4. Track your progress. Tracking your progress can be a great motivator. It helps you see how far you've come and highlights areas where you still need improvement. Ways to track progress. Use a journal. Keep a language journal where you record your daily or weekly activities. Note what grammar points you worked on, mistakes you made, and improvements you noticed. Set milestones. Create milestones for yourself, such as mastering a certain grammar tense or completing a specific number of workbook exercises. Track mistakes. Keep a list of recurring mistakes and focus on correcting them. Over time, you'll notice those errors becoming less frequent. Why this works. When you can see your progress, it boosts your motivation and gives you confidence. Tracking also helps identify patterns in your mistakes, allowing you to focus on specific areas that need improvement. 5. Hold yourself accountable. Accountability can significantly increase your consistency. When you know someone else is aware of your goals, you're more likely to stick to your plan. Ways to stay accountable. Study partner. Find a friend or language partner who also wants to improve their English. You can check in with each other regularly, discuss progress, or even practice speaking together. Online communities. Join online English learning forums or social media groups where learners share their progress and hold each other accountable. Platforms like Reddit's r/English Learning or apps like HelloTalk are great for this. Use apps for accountability. Apps like Duolingo and Memrise use streaks and notifications to remind you to practice regularly. Missing a day breaks your streak, so you're motivated to stay consistent. Why this works. Having someone to check in with or using an app that tracks your progress makes it harder to skip your practice sessions. Accountability adds an extra layer of motivation. 6. Celebrate small wins. Recognizing your achievements, no matter how small, helps keep you motivated. Learning a language is a long process, so celebrating your progress along the way keeps you excited about continuing. How to celebrate. Reward yourself. After completing a week of consistent practice, treat yourself to something small, like a favorite snack or a relaxing activity. Recognize milestones. When you master a challenging grammar rule or have a successful conversation in English, take a moment to feel proud of your accomplishment. Share successes. Share your progress with friends, family, or online communities. Getting positive feedback can boost your confidence. Why this works. Positive reinforcement encourages you to keep going. Celebrating small wins gives you a sense of accomplishment, making you feel that your efforts are paying off. 7. Break it down into manageable chunks. Instead of trying to tackle huge grammar topics all at once, break them down into smaller, more manageable pieces. Tips for breaking it down. Focus on one rule at a time. Instead of trying to master all verb tenses at once, focus on just one, e.g., the present perfect, until you feel confident. Then move on to the next. Set micro-goals. If you want to improve your sentence structure, set a micro-goal like write 5 complex sentences using conjunctions. Take breaks. Don't overload yourself with too much information at once. After 20 to 30 minutes of practice, take a short break to let the material sink in. Why this works? By breaking grammar down into smaller tasks, you avoid feeling overwhelmed. Small, steady improvements add up to significant progress over time. 8. Use English in everyday life. Finding ways to integrate English into your daily routine makes practicing grammar feel natural rather than like a chore. How to integrate English daily? Change your phone or computer settings to English. This helps you get used to reading English regularly. Think in English. Try thinking in English as you go about your day. Describe what you're doing or planning to do, or mentally note objects and activities around you in English. Use English for everyday tasks. Write your grocery lists in English, follow English recipes, or read English news articles. Why this works? When you use English in everyday tasks, grammar becomes part of your life rather than something you sit down to study. The more exposure you have, the more natural it becomes. 9. Stay patient and positive. Language learning takes time, and it's important to be patient with yourself. You won't master grammar overnight, and that's okay. How to stay positive? Focus on progress, not perfection. Instead of getting frustrated over mistakes, focus on the progress you've made. Remember that mistakes are part of the learning process. Avoid comparing yourself to others. Everyone learns at their own pace. Comparing yourself to others can lead to frustration. Focus on your own journey and improvement. Practice self-encouragement. When you feel discouraged, remind yourself why you started learning English and celebrate how far you've come. Stay motivated by reflecting on your goals and accomplishments. Why this works? A positive mindset helps you stay resilient when you face challenges. When you're patient and kind to yourself, it's easier to stay consistent in your efforts. Conclusion: congratulations! You've now covered the essential rules and concepts of English grammar. In this hour, we've gone through sentence structure, parts of speech, subject-verb agreement, tenses, common grammar mistakes, and punctuation. These are the building blocks of clear and effective communication. Improving your English grammar takes time and practice, but understanding these basics will give you a strong foundation. Keep practicing, reading, and writing regularly to reinforce what you've learned. Remember, even native speakers make mistakes, so don't be too hard on yourself. The more you practice, the more natural it will become. Thanks for watching Learn Grammar in 1 hour. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more quick lessons. Got questions? Drop them in the comments, and I'll be happy to help. Keep learning and see you next time.